Toronto. The general managers of the NHL gather for the traditional meeting Tuesday after their Hockey Hall of Fame inductions. News was scarce in this 4.5-hour session, but some executives were given a chance to sow early seeds in trade talks. "I had 29 friends here who were really trying to help me," Senators GM Pierre Dorion joked, announcing the two GMs. A flight problem. "These meetings are a little different from the March ones because you can't trade anymore in the March meetings," he added. "You see guys gathered here trying to figure things out. If there's someone in the market you understand what's going on and you have an idea of who's talking to whom, whether it's injuries or whatever. We're all trying to talk to each other and make our teams better." How active is Dorion currently in controlling the market? "Very active," said Dorion. "Very active to see what's out there and what's going on." Pierre Dorion Dorion thinks his team is playing better than record shows, so he wants to be patient, but up to a point. "I think at this time of year, we're all measuring to see where we're going to be, where everybody will be in the next few weeks, where everybody will be by Christmas," he said. "We have to have some patience. But at the same time, we can't let this go on for too long. The March 3rd trade line is still on, but it's never too early to start thinking about scenarios." PierreVLeBrun lists some of the best players to be on the move this season and where they might best fit in. Av 10823 AJD. The Athletic NHL November 10, 2022. Dorion also doubled down on his faith in head coach DJ Smith. Resends the message that this is not the kind of change he had in mind. "Coaching is not a problem. It's that simple." "Not at all," Dorion said. "It's the first time for me to have given DJ may compete for a possible playoff spot. So I think we have to be patient there. But watching his team lose so close in their opening month was not easy to digest. It was difficult for anyone who knew me," he said with a smile. "It can be very hard to stay patient. But it's a process. If we're out of the game every night then you have to do something. But we don't think that's the case at the moment. Every game is close. Hopefully we can start to get some puck chances. But at the end of the day we have to start winning games. A support with a blue stripe is an obvious need." And Dorion reiterated what he said earlier, that he thinks this is the most difficult position to trade. But that's where he's looking. Speaking of which, Senators have shown interest in Jakob Chychrun, as previously discussed. And it just so happened that the 24-year-old blueliner will finally make its first season next week. Or at least that's the current plan. There are a few teams that want to see Chychrun play again before deciding whether to go more serious in their trade talks with Arizona. Coming back on November 21, Coyotes GM Bill Armstrong said after the GM's meeting, "I think he will join the team to train tomorrow. That's the plan. And I think if a team steps out with a serious offer, the Coyotes don't feel the need to prolong it indefinitely. A lot of defenders have been injured this year, and I think we have a lot of opportunities ahead of us," Armstrong said. "We're just going to be patient. Obviously it's about how well he played when he got into the squad." Armstrong also has no intention of lowering the asking price, which I believe includes a pair of first-round picks as part of any package. "I don't know if the bar is high. I think other GMs feel that way too," Armstrong said. "For the price he was asking, I think he's led the league as a defender and he's 24 and has a pretty good contract. I think they will probably want the same. Erik Karlsson trading market. Mike Grier was attending his second GM meeting after auditioning in Montreal in July, just days after being appointed Sharks GM. What I was wondering after Tuesday's meeting was what Grier thought of veteran blueliner Erik Karlsson's excellent play, and what that could potentially mean for the trade line. We'll get to his heavyweight contract shortly, but I specifically asked Grier if he had seen a situation where teams called Karlsson. I don't know. He's a dynamic player, Grier said. He did everything we asked for, from preparation to training. Maybe there's a scenario where a team comes in and wants him because I think he's someone who makes a difference. He's someone who can go out and win you a game or a series. Maybe something comes up in the future. We'll see. Any potential trade will require the Sharks to somehow massage this contract. After that season, Karlsson earned another 4 years with an average annual valuation of $11.5 million. How much would Sharks be willing to eat to make a move possible? Erik Karlsson's game has been one of the best stories in the first 20% of this season. It's not just about the goals. It's being praised in many different ways. He's playing too. Lately. It might be something to watch. GN73WFTR1V. Corey Masisak, November 15, 2022. And of course, it all depends on Karlsson. There is a complete inactivity clause. He makes the decisions. Even if the teams approach March 3rd, maybe they don't want to go anywhere, I would listen. But at the end of the day, a lot of it also depends on Erik. It has trade-free protection, Grier said, and what he wants to do. I know he's happy in San Jose right now. His family is happy there, and we're excited about how he's playing. A media colleague asked why there has been backlash in Karlsson's game this season. I think health is a big part of that, but I think he's in good shape mentally, Grier said. From the moment I got the job, we had good conversations. Quinny did a good job visiting Ottawa. I think there is an open line of communication. If he needs space one day or has something he wants to talk about hockey, we're open to him. Personally, I think he feels good about where things are in his life with his family. And I think in our relationship, back and forth, where it's pretty open to give and take. McFarland's first GM's meeting, I don't think they got him to do a solo lap around the room before things worked out on Tuesday. But this was really Chris McFarland's first GM meeting with Stanley Cup champion Colorado since his summer promotion. It was exciting for me, McFarland later said. It was an old hat to a few people, but it was a new moment for me. It's something I enjoy. I've always been told that rookie GMs know they shouldn't talk too much in their first meeting or two. I didn't say anything, laughed McFarland. I don't know if there are rookie rules, but it was very welcoming and a beautiful day. It was a chance to speak in person with the other GMs, especially for an AVs team that has been badly injured from injuries and perhaps wants to move up at some point. For now, his team must deal with a depleted lineup. I think the coaches are doing a great job. The players are doing a great job. I think 20 teams are in LTI, so it's a challenge, said McFarland. As always, we always look at everything if there's an opportunity to make us better, whether it's now or months later.